You know, assurance is often talked about like it's just a process, a checklist, a review, a report. But in reality, the hardest part isn't the methodology. It's the politics, the emotions, the resistance that shows up the moment you start to surface uncomfortable truths. A few years back, I stepped into a new role where my job was to deliver portfolio assurance, looking into the ways that various projects were being run. On paper, it looked like a straightforward exercise. I brought in the right frameworks, I set up reviews, I gave leaders confidence. But then I walked straight into the political hornet's nest. Strong personalities, competing agendas, and projects that were already tied into larger corporate promises. And here's the truth, even with the best evidence and the clearest findings, if assurance threatens the narrative that leadership wants to tell, you'll hit resistance. Sometimes it'll be subtle, sometimes it'll be very direct, and that was exactly the situation I found myself in. That experience taught me to apply a simple test. If you're building assurance, ask yourself 3 questions. Who's protecting this function when the findings make people uncomfortable? How will leaders see this as a partner and not a threat? And what's my plan if politics push back? If you can't answer those, assurance is at risk before you've even begun. And here's another lesson. Resistance doesn't arrive with a banner that says, "We don't want assurance." It shows up quietly, in the language that leaders use, in meetings where you get mysteriously dropped off of the invitation list, in subtle challenges to your evidence. If you can spot that resistance early, you can act before it undermines the entire function. Finally, assurance often fails because it's framed as an inspection, something done to the project. But if you reframe this as support, as a way to give leaders confidence in their decisions, as a partner that struggling project managers can confide in and seek guidance from, you stop being seen as the policeman and you become the trusted advisor. In my upcoming session, I'll share the practical steps that help me to turn these lessons into an approach that you can use. How to build assurance services that don't just survive corporate politics, but actually thrive, becoming a trusted partner in delivering real outcomes. That's the assurance conversation I wish I had way back then, and it's the one I'm looking forward to sharing with you. Details are in the description. I hope to see you there.